Everyone was so worried about the vampires in New Orleans, but nobody warned Uncle Roy about the Rougarous. The Rougarou is a Cajun werewolf that is said to hunt the swamps of Louisiana. Some say it's a cursed human or family, and some say they're demons. This isn't legend. This is Roy Stubble's story of his encounter with a werewolf. So when Roy was a young boy around, 18, 19 years old, he moved to New Orleans to live with one of his aunts. Roy then got a job at a local clothing store. More like, it was like a Goodwill back in the day, but they had women's and men's clothing. Roy saw this beautiful woman. I mean, she had everything going on, hips, lips, everything. You know what I'm saying? She came in and Roy wanted to help her, y'all. So Roy played it cool and he just, wanted her to ask him for help. Usually that's what the women do. So at some point she did ask him about, a top, and then he had to go in the back and get it. Some way, somehow, Uncle Roy slides the conversation in and ask is not a word. Let's delete that whole thing. So Uncle Roy goes and gets her a piece of clothing from the back, and then that way he slid the conversation in to ask her on a date. Which she was skeptical about it at first, y'all. But after, Roy convincing her, and I think she did like him, they agreed. But what Roy did notice, there was a little gold around her eye. Her eyes were shining. She was gorgeous. She was beautiful. But it was a little gold or something around her eye that he noticed that was a little bit different. So Uncle Roy asked for her address to come pick her up for the date. She looks away, then says she cannot give her address out. He then again says, okay, well, give me your phone number. The woman looks away again. Mind y'all, there was eye-to-eye contact the whole time. She had great eye contact. He had great eye contact. So he thought that was just strange off the bat. Then she says, my mother doesn't let boys come and court me. They're always trying to come and court me, and she doesn't allow it. She doesn't allow me dating. So Uncle Roy said, how are we going to start going out? What are we going to do? She says, why don't you meet me at this park in Metairie? It's right by my house, and this is where I live, and we'll meet up tomorrow. So Roy is excited and happy. He's like, oh, shit, okay, yeah. He's ready to go. So Roy, all excited, walks her out the door, watches her walk out the door because he said she had that thing on her, y'all. She's like, yeah, you feel me? All that excitement, y'all, he forgot to get the address of the park. Don't forget, he's new to New Orleans. He has no idea where Metairie and where the park in Metairie is. So his manager was actually like, oh, I know where that park is in Metairie. Everybody knows where that is. So she draws him out a map. This is back in the day, y'all. Mind you, GPS wasn't out. You had to just figure it out. You had to know the directions. He gets the address. He gets in his car. He gets fresh. He puts on his little shorts with his sandals and his button-up shirt. Then he drives down to the park, y'all. So Chad, Uncle Roy driving down to the park. He ended up just sitting there waiting for her. She was running a little bit late, so he didn't think it was a big deal. As he sat there, one of the gentlemen approached him, was like, hey, bro, do you want to play basketball? Uncle Roy's looking at him like, no, I don't want to play basketball. Why would I want to play basketball? Do you see how I'm dressed? He's wearing like khaki shorts, them sandals that had the toes out, and a button-up shirt. Then he asks who you waiting for. Roy, of course he wouldn't tell his business. Nobody would. I mean, if you would, don't do this. But he says, if you see her and you know her, then you'll know her if you see her. But I'm not telling you who I'm waiting for. I don't know you, type shit. Time goes by, y'all. At least like every 30 minutes or so, he's checking his clock. It might be an hour or two now. He's out there waiting for him. He's like, dang, I got stood up. So at this point, the guy's done asked him multiple times if he wanted to play basketball. And at this point, he's like, well, I got a change of clothes in my car, and why not? So Roy goes in his car, changes his clothes, and plays a long game of ball. Still no sight of this woman at all. So everybody's now musty, done played, stink. They're ready to go. Roy asked, "Hey, do you guys know where a liquor store is?" Because he just wanted to go get a little beer or two before he go home. The fella's like, "Oh, we're going that way now, anyways. Let's all go together." And Roy didn't want them all in his car, all them musty stink ass dudes. So he's like, "All right, no, no, we're gonna just all walk together if y'all was gonna walk anyway, because it was close by." So Roy is walking in the tracks with his friends in the white gravel. His new friends. I'm not saying friends because he don't know these guys, but they were together for a few hours. And if you know how guys are, you together for a few hours, you play ball. We cool. We friends now. And all the other guys done grew up together since like third grade. They might have been like 20, 21 at this point in time. And Harold, the one that came over to Roy that kept asking him questions, he's the one that invited Roy to come play the basketball game. So he's the one that Roy was mainly walking with, and the other guys were in the front. So they're walking, y'all. They're on the gravel. They're talking. They're chilling. Next thing you know, Roy says he sees something at the corner of his eye. So Roy takes off running, booking when he sees it. And if y'all know black people, one person starts running, we all out. Let's go. We gone. So the other guys start running as well. But then that slide on the gravel sound. They hear that, and Harold screams out, "Don't leave me." So Roy turns around, runs back, and picks up a handful of rocks just in case it was a dog, because it was a dog in the area that's known, running to go help Harold. Chat, y'all will never guess what Uncle Roy seen next. Tune in to part 2. If you like this story, I'm going to finish it over in part 2. Like, comment, subscribe. Trust me, you guys don't want to miss this story. Uncle Roy was never the same again.